Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66, and my lights are really bright. In the next cut, I'm definitely gonna have to put my sunglasses on. Um, we are here in the next modeling movie installment, and we are gonna start out with this outfit that I have behind me. That is my overcoat, pea coat with a pair of jeans. Sometimes if you looked through my closet, you would see like outfits that I have together that I plan to wear for a shoot, like sometimes months ahead of time. I think I have that planned. I have that shoot planned for like probably 2 months from now, like right when spring hits, the weather breaks, etc., etc. Like I told you guys, like some of the outfits, like I have them up in my mind, and either in this movie or the next movie, we'll talk about like my wardrobe. And I'm not going to show you my whole wardrobe, but you can get a feel of how I figure the outfits out and stuff like that. So there you go. There's part of an outfit that I'm wearing in about 2 months. Modeling shoot, springtime, whatever you want to call it. Definitely making a pretty big fashion statement with that one. Okay, so let's get into what charisma is. Okay, charisma is to deciding to show people what you want them to see. And sometimes, like a photograph, not every single time, but sometimes a photograph definitely calls for that. So if you can get in touch with looks, like looks coming from you to the outside world, not looks like dressed like your actual facial expressions, the way you move your body, the way you walk, the way you talk, um, the way you accentuate your words, your hand gestures, um, how you bend down when you pick something up. We all have like unique or sometimes similar charismas, but you want to try to hint on the uniqueness of what you have. Wow, that makes sense, right? Really thought about this. This is not easy, by the way. So you want to bring your uniqueness to the forefront because that's really what's going to set you apart from everybody else, get you noticed. And if you go back like to the beginning modeling movies, excuse me, I'm getting over being sick. Um, we talked about like learning acting. You know, acting will help you get in touch with your charisma. You bring your charisma to the photos, and it'll make a huge difference. Study charisma, what charisma is, how to bring it from within you, and that'll definitely help you with your modeling moving forward. You want to, in charisma, it's also about like projecting a feeling. Okay, so like if you're feeling sexy or you're feeling powerful, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling lost or indifferent, sometimes these photographs, working with these photographers will make you feel that way. Excuse me, one way or another. And the model's job is to like work with the photographer to bring that to the surface. We're talking like very artsy stuff right now. And modeling is an art, and this isn't going to happen overnight. The more you study it, the more you get in touch with your body, your emotions, how to bring this stuff to the surface, the better you'll be at it when you get in front of the camera. All right, let's see. Next topic. The one thing that people will notice in your photographs, they notice about models is always the neck. Okay, this is really funny because I decided I was going to start my portfolio when I was slightly overweight. It was more towards the end of COVID that I decided I was going to start my portfolio instead of like losing all this weight and looking like some type of skeleton. I held on to my neck fat. I decided to do that for my portfolio. I'm still losing weight. I was just at the gym today. I had a great day. But the way you move your neck, the way you present your neck, people, like, if you distinguish your neck the right way, people will actually know that you're a model before you tell them. If you look at any professional model who's ever, done it, I'm not saying like, even though like I'm a freelance model, like, okay, like I'm saying like Tyra Banks, like on that level, you'll see that their neck is always very distinguished in their photographs, because you're almost like, the way I could put it into layman's terms is like, when you're modeling, you almost want to like separate your neck from your body to show what you're wearing. That's what always made the most sense to me when I started. Still to this day, I'm always thinking about neck placement. It's like, oh, where am I putting my neck? But yeah, study that. You want to be in touch with, for men, you want to be in touch with your feminine side. For females, you want to be in touch with your masculine side. I know that sounds a little crazy. I'm not saying dress up and drag, meaning that if a man happens to wear a pink shirt, or a female happens to have shorter hair, you want to, in these photographs, you want to kind of bring that masculinity and femininity to the surface. And it's good to be able to kind of bounce off that. I'm definitely in touch with my feminine side. I've always been comfortable with that. I'm not shy about it. I'm totally comfortable with my sexuality. I'm straight. But I do have a feminine side, and I let that go when I'm in front of the camera because it gets exciting. There's an exciting aspect to modeling, and some of that excitement's like, wow, like, is that so and so? Like, that's the person that I went to high school with, or that's the person that I knew from a job. Like, yeah, like, you want to bring that excitement in any way you can. So again, males get in touch with your feminine side, females get in touch with your masculine side. I'm not saying for males to wear female clothes. I'm just saying to let that show in your features in terms of, your uniqueness. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to gather my notes together, put on some sunglasses, get ready for the next segment. We covered a lot of good stuff here. I would probably, if I was like a new amateur model, I'd probably replay this a few times to try to get these concepts to sink in. This isn't like everyday stuff we're talking about, but this is like the meat and potatoes of what's going to help you when you get in front of the camera, instead of just, getting lucky with your pictures. You want to be in control of what you're doing. So let me get ready for the next segment, get my notes together. We'll be back at you. Mark Anthony, Dark 66. See you later. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I am Mark Anthony, Dark 66, and in this segment of the movie, we are here to make everyone upset and make everyone cry. Just kidding. Alright, so we're going to speed up now to a place where I'm sure everybody who's ever wanted to be a model has been. And that would be like a talent agency. An agency that basically helps models, actors, musicians get leads on gigs, and you usually pay them up front, and they guarantee like a gig or they guarantee like a big audition, so on and so forth. Now, the last time I was in that position, I think I was about 15 years old. I was with my dad, and I said no at the time. I'm so very happy with the decision that I made. Now, I will say that these talent agencies can help you. It is true, it is possible. The reason why I didn't want to do it at the time is because I want you to really focus on what I'm about to say. This is very, very important. I was not ready. And you can be at the age of 15. It's totally against my opinion. I totally don't agree with it. But because I was totally not ready, like, you can totally go for it and like pay them up front, and you get your gig or whatever and you're happy as can be, etc., etc. It pays more if you actually like build a portfolio yourself. What I would say in that position is, yes, pay them. Pay them the middleman fee of getting you the gig. But before you do that, take a year, take at least one good picture every day, fill a portfolio the size of an encyclopedia, and walk in there and say, hey, look, here's all my good photos. I'm experienced. Get me a good gig, so on and so forth. I'll even use myself, and this is to gauge yourself. This is to gauge yourself because talent agencies, I don't even think are as popular as they were because we had so much less opportunity back then because of the lack of internet and opportunities and all the great stuff we have now. Excuse me, but what it is how do I say this? Okay, so for me, right? I'm going to gauge myself. This is good so you can gauge yourself to kind of see where you're at. Because when you get out there into the world and you're faced with a contract or something like that, like, these companies will literally chew you up and spit you out. And I'm not trying to be negative or like squash your dreams. I like got back into modeling. I explained my whole story. I don't want to talk about myself for the next hour. But this isn't my dream since I'm 5 years old. This is more in my blood. Like I said, my mom was a professional model. So now I'm doing modeling, getting paid for it. I'm an influencer on YouTube. I'm a creator, whatever you want to call it. For those who really, really want this more than anything, the best thing you could do with wanting it is build the best portfolio you can at the right time with the right people, with the right photographers. Go in there and present yourself 110% of what they're already looking for. Because when you're paying a middleman, okay, they already found the one person that they want to hire. Everybody else that pays is, like playing second fiddle. Like, okay, like, I didn't get the first spot, so now I have to pay to get forward, and hopefully the forward gig, brings me somewhere. I think talent agencies are great, okay, but you'll even stand out more to them if you're more prepared. Let's gauge myself real quick. Mark Anthony, Dark 66, okay. Been modeling since, 15 years old. Have my portfolio out there. I'm pretty sure we already took over like 1,000 photos. I go in there. I would say in an audition, I could place maybe out of like 200, I could place in the top 30. I'll tell you what, let's be extra humble. I'll place in the top 40. All right, so then I'm standing there with them, and they're like, okay, Mark, you didn't get the top spot, but, if you pay us like a few $100s, we can get you the lead on the next one. I mean, like, for a lead, like how much is the lead? Like how much are you getting paid off the lead? Like they usually can't answer those questions, so I would turn it down. That's just me. I would like you to know this too. I'm there with you with your dreams. Like I definitely would love to like be a supermodel, doing it on a Tyra Banks level, flying out to Italy, seeing the world, doing photo shoots for real fashion designers. But it's the way you go about it, it's the way you gauge yourself. You have so much in terms of resources nowadays that I didn't have when I was 15. Okay? So, when you come to my page, I'm going to tell you how to work hard, get what you're looking for, and put your best foot forward. Okay, so yeah, I'm right there with you. I want to be a supermodel. Am I gonna, run to an agency tomorrow and say, hey, my name is Mark Anthony Dark 66, sign me up? Not really. Because like I said, this is in my blood. I see it. I see it very, very differently. And that's the confidence that I've built over years and years and years of hard work and dedication. So, see where you're at based on what I just said. Put yourself in those situations and say, hey, how would I react to this, that, and the other thing? Because keep in the back of your mind that this is a scary world sometimes, and you don't want to just walk into dangerous situations or situations that you don't know what to anticipate or how to handle them. All right, so think about that. In the next segment, it's actually going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to dig up a picture from my first failed portfolio when I was in my early 20s. And I'm not insulting myself. I will critique myself on what needs to be better. And I will show you one of the worst photos I've ever taken. It'll be very entertaining. Stay tuned. This is Mark Anthony Dark 66. Peace. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66, and for this portion of the movie, I am going to criticize, in my opinion, the worst modeling picture that I've ever taken. This was from my failed portfolio years ago, and it's pretty entertaining to me now, in a funny way. But I'm going to critique myself to show you how to critique yourself. And, like, what is expected of a modeling photo. I could bring it up on the screen now, but we here at Dark South Limited, we're not really into all these, like, animations and, I'm going to bring this up on the screen and put all these graphics. Since day one, I just try to win you over with my southern charm. So, after I'm done this little segment, I'm just going to leave the picture up there for a few minutes or so you can kind of absorb the picture. And then I'm going to critique it on my end and show you some pointers on that. And, excuse me, I'm getting over being sick. And, after we do that, I do this modeling movies the same like I do about roughly like 30 minutes of talking, giving information, quick tips and tricks, and then the latter part will be my professional modeling pictures that I've been working on recently. But this is different. This isn't this picture is definitely not being added to my current portfolio. I'm just using it to critique. I'm trying to entertain you guys, maybe to get you to laugh a little bit, and how to learn to judge your modeling photos. It'll help you a lot. And this is for somebody that's like a little beyond beginner, and then I'll teach you the difference between commercial modeling and high-end fashion modeling, and then we'll close this movie out. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. Here is one of the, if not the worst modeling photograph I have ever taken in my life. Check it out. Be back soon. Okay, so here we are back again. Worst modeling picture that I've ever taken in my life. I'm going to start from the top, like my head, and work my way down and show you what all the mistakes are. Okay, so the first thing is my hair. I noticed that like I didn't quite spike my hair in the front because I remember taking this photo and being I was at this point in my life where I'm like, oh well, I'm getting too old to spike my hair anymore, so I'll just do it in the back and not in the front. It's almost like I have like a wannabe mullet going on there. The actual background of so in other words, you know, my hairstyle in the photograph is a total fail. The background that I'm standing in is a total fail. There's like a smudge to the how I'm standing my right hand side. There's like a smudge line. Like I don't know why that would attract me to stand there. It's just it's meant to be a conservative background, but I want to stand next to a smudge on the wall. Okay, I mean it even looks weak. The shirt that I'm wearing is just totally not fitted. It doesn't even accentuate my body at all. It's very, very loose fitting. Not really doing anything there. My arms, total dead fish. Just not going anywhere. My muscles look flaccid. I really am just looking too skinny in the arms, man. Like the arms are just totally lacking. The bracelets on my left wrist a little too much. I don't really quite understand what that statement is. The jeans too loose fitting. I'm somewhere in between trying to sag my pants and trying to wear skinny jeans. Just not making any sense. One thing the only good thing about this photograph, because I'm honest, I'm very like honest. My neck is pretty on point. My neck is pretty much in the right hand position. You can basically tell that I'm a model because of my neck. We covered that earlier. It's very distinct. It's standing out. I can even see like a little bulge in my neck. I'll give myself 1 point for that. And my eyes are a total fail. Like I usually use my eyes when I'm standing that far away. You can see like I have like big eyes. I use my eyes to capture the lens, and because I can't do that in this photo, I make it black and white to try to capture the lens on the camera. And then my feet totally out of place with my body. It's like I'm not walking away and I'm not leaning against the wall. There's no motive to this picture. There's no life. It's not saying anything artistically. Just total fail. So out of 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I give myself 1 point on that for my neck. It was like around this time with these types of pictures I was taking, I had to walk away from it because I knew how to do it, but I wasn't like I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't wholeheartedly into it. It was just like side hobby. I obviously wasn't getting paid at the time. Now that I'm getting paid, I'm taking it a lot more seriously. So yeah, that's the worst modeling photo I ever took. One more topic, and then we're going to close out this movie. This topic would be the difference between commercial modeling and high-end fashion modeling. Commercial modeling is like toothpaste ads, you know, anything that anybody owns a home could buy. Products, anything you could buy at your local food store, pharmacy, stuff like that. Those are commercial ads that models try out for either in commercials or photo shoots, etc., etc. High-end fashion is basically for the your number one fashion companies in the world are looking for somebody to represent them. And really, it's like 1 in a million. Because of the technology today, I would say it's 1 in a billion. I'm just guessing that off the top of my head. So you see the difference. Now, I'm going to gauge myself on a scale so you can kind of see how look, I'm gauging myself fairly. Okay, I've been doing this for a while. So I would say that I could do commercial modeling 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. If I wanted to go to high-end fashion modeling, I think I would need at least 10 to 12 weeks with like a high-end fashion coach or somebody helping me along the way, critiquing me, criticizing me and showing me like some pointers. Now I'm telling you this because not that I'm not on that level, just even as long as I've been doing this, when you really get face to face with like a high-end fashion company, it's something totally different. You have to really, really have your game face on. And no, I've never done a high-end fashion shoot before. Like I've never worked with some high-end fashion companies that I would love to work with. And I'm not putting myself down, okay? But gauge yourself on first being able to complete commercial modeling, for basic ads, like having that look, being able to fit a niche, being able to appeal to local people in America. Once you get that down 100%, then start thinking about the high-end fashion modeling, because it's like anything else. It doesn't work in reverse. You learn how to walk before you learn how to run. So just focus on that. This movie in and of itself is for, I would say, like level 2 models. You're not a beginner. You just built your portfolio. You're ready to get out there. Gauge yourself, critique yourself, show the world what you're made of. I gave you some great tips and tricks to get out there, get the job done. When you're famous and successful, don't forget about Big Mark. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. We're going to close out this modeling movie. Enjoy some of my pro modeling photographs coming up next. Closing this movie out. Dark South Limited. MAD 66. Have a great day. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Peace out.